It has been so incredibly windy this month that it has kept me, for the most part, off of the water. And I've been thinking about land-based fishing options, but I don't like land-based fishing for one reason. I can't cover water, I can't cover ground. It is so annoying hopping in my truck, going from spot to spot, sitting in traffic. Magicycle reached out and said, hey, do you want an e-bike? I said, well, I'm not an e-bike channel, but I would love to turn it into a ultimate land-based fishing rig. Wasn't sure how it would go, but holy smokes, this has been some of the most fun I have ever had fishing, period. This is so much fun. So in today's video, I'm going to run you through the benefits of having an e-bike for land-based fishing, of course, the build that I have, how much it costs, and a little bit about the actual bike itself. Huge thanks to Magicycle for reaching out and offering to send me this, because I never would have done this. I never would have thought about this otherwise. Listen, I love building little boats and fishing off of them, but when I can't be on the water, I'm pretty happy doing this. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, the bike itself is the Magicycle Ocelot Pro 2.0 fat tire torque sensor. So it's a pretty bad to the bone bike, but what we need to know for right now is that this thing tops out at 28 miles an hour, which is absolutely insane. My actual bike tops out at 29.5, so I'm running 30. This road right here, I can go the speed limit. It is absolutely dangerously fast and so much fun. But first, I really want to show the actual build that I've got going on here and why this is such a fishing machine. Okay, so first of all, this particular bike has this kind of storage tray right here with all sorts of tie downs. Now, this storage tray is important so you can actually set something on it. I got this cooler for a paddleboard skiff building video, and it is some igloo. I don't know. I'm going to link all this stuff down below, of course, including the bike. But this is just some small igloo cooler. But the reason that this is perfect is because it's small, it's lightweight, but it also has a built-in ruler, so it kind of gets 2-in-1 features. So the ruler is super handy, and it's kind of grooved, so it's not super smooth. So when the bike is on the kickstand and it's slightly angled, I can set lures here and other things, and it kind of catches the groove, and it doesn't just roll off like normally it would. So this cooler is killer specifically because it has the ruler and it's super light and portable. And this cooler only cost me $30. Now what we've got going on right here is 2 Ozark Trail rod holders from Walmart. This 2-pack cost me only, I think, like $5 to $6. Literally all I did was get some tiny screws. I just screwed it right into the cooler with some super glue, and they have held on flawlessly through my boat builds, through my beach cart builds, and of course now the e-bike build going 30 miles an hour even off-road. So the rod holders is how I'm fixing it to the actual cooler. But this is very important. The way I'm actually strapping it down has been controversial. I've posted this in my Facebook group, and a lot of people said you need to get rid of the bungees and go with ratchet straps. But the problem with ratchet straps is they don't allow for any sort of play. So if we're going down some bumps, if we go off a curb or we hit something unexpected, this is gonna move. It's not going anywhere. This is rock solid, but it's still going to flex a little bit. Now, since this is a cheap $30 cooler, if I did ratchet straps like I did with my paddleboard build video, any sort of sudden movement could rip this thing clean off. Oh my gosh! The bungees actually work way better, and this is actually just a variety set from Walmart for only $10, and it comes with these little mini bungee sets. And the minis are perfect because I hook one down here, wrap it around the rod, and another down there. So look at that. Doesn't matter how fast I go, any bumps I hit, they are not flying out. And that is super important. I got this idea from the kayak builds. It's super awesome. That's what the kayak crates have, and it works so well. All right, now inside the cooler, you can use it as a cooler, but if ice melts and it gets heavy, it can actually be a little bit tippy. So I don't use this as a cooler. I use this as my storage, my water bottle, my tackle, my pliers, my fish grips, and even my portable fish finder.
Okay, so it's really hard to see in the sun, but as you can see, we know that the water is 70 degrees and it's bouncing from 2 to 4 foot, kind of depending on what it's hovering over. There is some bottom structure down there. So it's nice to see what the bottom structure is made of, as well as the depth and the temperature. We can bring it back a little bit. Bring it back. Kind of moving it around. Oh, 4 foot. Okay, so there's a bit of a shelf right there, right where this drainage just comes in. So what I was doing when I caught that bass, I don't know if you've seen the footage or not yet. No way.
We got one, baby. We got one, baby. Oh, he's trying to get me in the structure. I got real light line on. No way. You're joking me. I didn't even know this spot existed until I got on the e-bike. That is a sweet little bass right there. E-bike bass, baby. Let's go. All right, let's get him back.
I noticed there was a drop off there, so I was kind of dragging my worm at that drop off towards the bank here, and I ended up catching a fish where it was hanging out right down there. So yeah, as you can see, almost 4 foot, and the water is getting cooler as it gets deeper. This is not good for marking fish. I've never marked a single fish on this thing, but it's awesome for tossing in there while you're on the bike and figuring out more information that you didn't know about the bodies of water that you're trying to fish.
Now, inside the cooler, of course, I have pliers. I've got fish grips for saltwater fishing adventures. This little pouch is holding all of my soft plastics and actually has another case inside of it. You can hear all my hooks are inside of there. This is my saltwater tackle box. So I've got some freshwater stuff. I've got some saltwater stuff. All my camera gear is down here. And usually I'll either have some food or a big water bottle. And as you can see, I've got absolutely everything I need in this cooler. I have a lot of room to spare. So this has just been a really, really awesome option. I do have an extra bungee cord that I actually strap over the cooler when we're underway to keep it from the lid from flying off, just in case. I've never had that option, but I had so many bungee cords in that variety pack, I figured I'd put it to use. All right, now moving up here is simply just a phone holder, which is super, super handy. Because I can put up my smart fishing spots from Salt Strong. So this doesn't really do any good for freshwater fishing, but I can actually go and I can search all the areas. I don't know if you can see it very well on the GoPro, but I'm actually gonna go down here today. So now I can take my e-bike here. I know that this park up and down here is gonna be hot zone. Can't access that, I need a boat for that, but I can access this point right here. I can access this, and I can access this over here. So right off the bat, I can keep this up. Oh, I can also access this shoreline. So I have my phone holder here, which is super important for finding these fishing spots. Also, it's really important because I like to keep my phone up for maps, so I can just kind of see where I'm going, what I'm doing, mark locations as I explore the city. Because I explore with this thing, I can get to places that my cars can't get to. I can do a lot of things that I just normally wouldn't otherwise see or do. So it's really helpful to have the maps right here so I can ping locations if I need to, which is super, super helpful. And this thing only cost me $15 or so on Amazon, and it's just a simple clamp on. I did have to remove the bell on this bike, but it's all right. I'd much rather have my big phone. I got my notes on it right here. So all of the bonus accessories you see here only cost me an extra $100 on top of the bike.
And if you use code Greyson100 when you purchase the bike, you will get $100 off the bike itself. So you can get all of these modifications paid for, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And like I said, I've been able to access areas I normally wouldn't access, catch fish I normally wouldn't catch, explore areas I normally wouldn't explore, and get into less than private spots with this boat that I couldn't access stealthily with my truck or anything like that. And it is so much fun. Let's talk about the bike itself and a couple features that makes this particular bike good for this type of fishing. One, we already talked about. It has that place that you can actually attach a cooler or whatever you want. There's also saddlebags that you can get for it. And as you can see, I have the fat tire version. I got this version specifically because I like to do a lot of off-roading, because there's a lot of ponds that are off of pavement, of course, and the sand here in Florida. When I'm doing saltwater fishing, I need these fat tires. So that really helps me absolutely mow down any terrain like this. I can go in yards, grass, potholes, whatever. It's got shock so it can take a blow. And overall, it just is really awesome to have the 20-inch fat tires. Another feature that makes this really, really handy is the fact that it's the long range version. My buddy actually has another e-bike and it goes 19 miles per hour, and I fell in love with it, but I didn't think about fishing it, and it was really, really small with like really small wheels. Anyway, my wife and I took both bikes out. We went to the boat ramp and back. We drove for, probably 30 minutes to an hour on full speed. Well, by the time we were done, his bike battery was absolutely blinking. The battery was done, and this still had 85% remaining. So it does have the long range version. And no, I do not pedal. I only use the throttle. I'm not a fan of pedaling. That is the throttle. That is what I use exclusively. I've never pedaled this thing. Another really awesome feature about this bike is that it is big, it is bulky, it's like 75 pounds, but it does have the step-through frame. So you don't have to step over a frame to get on, you just simply slide your foot over, which is absolutely helpful and huge when it's a big cumbersome bike like this. You don't want to have to high kick your leg over there. It's super comfortable and super easy to get your legs over. Also, this bike goes 30 miles an hour, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if you are going onto the streets, if you're going onto certain areas, then you're going to want to be able to get up to speed, and you're not going to want to dangerously be on a road going only 10, 15, 19. 30 miles an hour is a really, really good spot. 29 miles an hour, give or take. It's a really, really good speed because you can hit a lot of more residential area speed limits, city traffic, and it's just fast enough to really feel safe on the road. Like, I'd be going probably faster than that truck even in this bike. And of course, it also does have a 52 volt, 20 amp hour removable rechargeable battery. You have a key slot there that you stick it in, turn it, and then you can remove the battery, or you can actually charge the bike with the battery right here, and some other features. It does have a headlight that you can control with these buttons right here, LCD screen that shows you how to basically maneuver and adjust all of the settings, including torque and top speed. And you do have a brake light, which is pretty cool. So you've got all of the safety features as well. And it's a 7-speed bike, but I don't pedal it, like I said. This bike is an absolute beast, and if you would like to check it out, you can click the link in my description, as well as all of the mods I put in to make this thing a fishing beast. Never thought I'd be an e-bike guy, but I also never thought you could turn them into genuine fishing machines. This has literally saved my life on this super windy month that I have been hardly able to get out on the water. I know this is a little bit unorthodox for this channel, but I'm telling you, this is so much fun. Pond hopping, covering a lake, whatever you want to do, this has changed my whole opinion on land-based fishing. Hit like and subscribe, and let me know if you would like me to make more land-based fishing options instead of just vessels. If not, I'm gonna make all my e-bike content on my fishing channel that you can subscribe to, called 316 Kayak Adventures. Thank you so much to Magicycle for turning my land-based fishing world upside down. This is so sick. As always, tight lines, and God bless.